And now Lucarius has acquired their space jump boots, and Bruh is currently in the middle of Dark Labs. Doomed entry.
Happened with Doomed Entry, we also found the infamous light beam. The fantastic light beam being found in Dark Aegon. How fitting. Right where you normally would find it. Just a few rooms away, though. Now we have a missile expansion here on Battleground, and we're seeing a route divergence once again. As for our restream today, we have the wonderful Bruh Incorporated going against the infamous Lucarius Lion, or in this case, just Lucarius. Now both runners are well known for their out-of-bounds, movement tricks, and general knowledge of echoes, so we're bound to see at least, I want to say, three instances of out-of-bounds movement. At least that's what I'm predicting.
Is that per racer, or is that...
Per racer, yeah, that's what I'm... Per racer, allegedly.
Okay. It's amazing that we have all three beams already for Bruh Incorporated. That opens up a lot of his game.
Absolutely, yeah. We just saw on Lucarius' side over in Command Center. Missile launcher has been found, so now we have logical missiles. Now, Bruh did pick up that missile expansion off of Battleground, but without the launcher, those missiles are technically not in logic, meaning the game will not consider that expansion to be your next chain of progression. It has to be the launcher. And speaking of missiles, we've just now found super missiles right on Incash. I want to say that's Ing 3, where you'd find Light Beam at normally. So we're flying through these early game pickups, and that's a problem, as number one, elevators are randomized, and two, we've got a lot opened up to us already.
Oh yeah, with so much open to us already with missiles and all beams, that's going to almost open up the entire world, and just everything is going to be scattered all around.
Absolutely, and it appears we have a little bit of an error with Lucarius' stream. It appears to be a little cut off, but that's due to his personal Twitch feed. But the good thing is, on the bottom of your screen, folks, you can still see the tracker clear as day with the wonderful Op82 on our tracking team today, making sure that is up to date at all times. And here we see why super missiles are so important. They open up only a handful of doors, but the ones that they do open are extremely useful, as we're seeing here in Battleground. This will let Bruh to get right into Warrior's Walk and get to the early side of Dark Aegon, where there's a handful of checks that we can do, plus take Aegon Portal Room and continue through Aegon Waste normally without having to cut through and do some fancy bomb jump tricks. This is the logical progression way to get into early Aegon, as without this we'd either A, need Spider Ball to get through main reactor, or two, we would need bombs to do a backwards gate skip at Mining Station Alpha, both of which we don't have. So we needed these super missiles to get into Aegon early, or Dark Aegon early, where we see the wonderful Jump Guardian, which we just did a successful Jump Guardian skip. Now, Frigid, I know I've talked about this a lot before, but why is the Jump Guardian's health is so low when we started this fight?
So, I'm not the best at explaining this kind of thing, but I'm going to give it a shot. So, when you load up the room Judgment Pit, that's where you normally fight Jump Guardian, and there is a certain trigger that activates the fight, which is the center of the room. Even if you don't activate the trigger, though, the hitbox for Jump Guardian will still be active. So, you'll be able to find where he is, which is right in front of that little statue that is right in front of Warrior's Walk. So if you shoot in front of that statue, you'll notice that your shots are kind of being absorbed by this pocket of nothingness. If you unleash however much you want to unleash into it, you will be damaging Jump Guardian without fighting him. Then all you have to do is trigger the fight and then shoot him a few times, and you've skipped Jump Guardian.
You are absolutely correct. Everything you said was right on the money. So yes, that's why we're able to damage Jump Guardian. The hitbox is still spawned in before even starting it. It's based on the room load. And it appears Bruh has just found the Amber Translator off a trial tunnel. That'll be great when we get to Light Aegon, as we'll be able to get Sand Cash. If it's Amber, hopefully it is random translators. But it'll also get us the Aegon hints, which could be highly informative. We just gotta wait and see. But during that, looks like both runners are coming up to the same paths. Lucarius has finally reached Dark Aegon, found the super missiles off of Vanilla Light Beam Room, and is now damaging Jump Guardian to do Jump Guardian skip. While Bruh is going a little deeper into early Aegon to Incash 4, finding a Dark Ammo expansion off of his little cubby hole in the side of the wall. So now we're just going to continue along the normal path. We're doing this entire route backwards from the vanilla game. And this will get us right into Crossroads, where we can peek the item, see if it's of any use to us, and then get into Portal Chamber, where we can continue on in Light Aegon. Now, this will get us this will get us one elevator. This will get us the Aegon entrance elevator. Now, with random elevators, this could go anywhere. It could go to Torvus. It could go to Torvus Gate. It could go to Lower Torvus. It could go to Sanctuary Spider Side. It could go to Aegon Temple Side and just lead to another side of Aegon Wastes.
What would be the most complicated elevator we could get here, do you think?
If I'd go with complications, I really would not want to see what I call an endless loop, where two elevators go to the same region. Where, let's say you're here in Aegon Portal Side, you take the Portal Side half pipe, you go through the secret door, and that just leads back to Aegon entrance. You don't want two elevators in the same region. And it appears a Morbus has been found to have a Dark Ammo expansion. We know that fight is half over, as a Morbus also locks Mining Plaza. Without a Morbus, Mining Plaza's item cannot be reached with normal means.
I take it we have not seen Mining Plaza yet either.
Not yet. We don't have that information.
Gotcha.
But as far as elevators go, preferably these runners want to make some way into either A. We don't have bombs, so I would say somewhere in Temple Grounds. Temple Grounds would be a great starting point. And did you know that you need to charge your beam to shoot the damage of higher weapons?
I did not know that. I wish I'd known that earlier.
I wish I would have read that, because I just completely misread that hint. And Crossroads appears to have just a missile expansion on it. Again, that confirmation from Lucarius. While we continue along on Bruh's side, we just checked Sand Cache. As you saw, there was no translator color on that gate. This is due to random translators having the possibility of unlocked gates. If there's no color on the gate, Scan Visor will open it without the need of any color.
And Bruh seems to be back in Central Mining Station now, dealing with the pirates there, and then probably taking care of that item in the upper part of the room.
Absolutely. We're going to clear out this road, clear out Central Mining, and we're going to see if this item has any use to us right now. And real quick, for those of you viewing at home, you may have saw Lucarius's screen suddenly change. We just had a SpeedGaming technician come in and fix that, so many thanks to the wonderful people at SpeedGaming for helping us put on this show each and every week. We would not be able to do it without their help.
Wonderful people that work with SpeedGaming.
Absolutely. It's a fantastic community. And here you see on the left side of your screen, folks, you see Bruh constantly jumping at this wall, like he's trying to run up a hill. Bruh's attempted to do a trick that we call as a slope jump. Now, when you jump towards a slope in Echoes, and Prime as well, jumping up a slope gives you extra momentum. And by doing this properly, especially with Space Jump, we can save that momentum and gain a little bit of a higher jump if we jump at the slope in the correct angle. Bruh successfully pulled that off, and that got us our Morph Ball bombs. Hello!
That's gonna that's going to open things up even more.
And for those wondering, yes, these bombs are in logic. Even though Brad did the slope jump, we still can access Central Mining Station vanilla. And here we have a route difference. It looks like Lucarius has decided to not go back into labs, but instead gone towards Aegon Temple side. And here we see the famous Bomb Guardian fight. One of the first major bosses that you'll face in Echoes. A terrible, terrible fight. And here we see that a super missile just ends the fight almost instantaneously.
Woo! Love to see that that health bar melt away.
And that was worth it. Bomb Guardian had a Sky Temple key.
STK9.
All right, so guys, keep track of your notes. Sky Temple Key 9 has been found on Bomb Guardian. All right, and now it looks like Lucarius is done over in Aegon Temple. Sadly, due to the lack of bombs, he will not be able to progress into the actual energy controller, and will be unable to progress further. The only route that Lucarius has is to go back towards labs and start clearing them out, which is the right option. As we see, we have bombs here on Central Mining. It looks like we have some sort of expansion on bioenergy production, with an energy tank on Storage Bravo, or Storage B. And here we have a super missile door. This leads to Storage Charlie, or Storage C. Now, what Bra may attempt to do, it's possible, but with a very precise extended scan dash, Bra can get enough distance to get over to Storage C. So we'll see if he goes for it. If not, we can't do the out of bounds method, as we have no viable way to get out of bounds currently. Screw attack is our best option, which we do not currently have.
And remind us, in these settings, is screw attack and grapple beam progressive, or are they separate from each other?
They are progressive, so we will need to find grapple beam before being able to get the screw attack. And here we see Bra attempting a trick that we call a roll jump. Now we see Bra going against a piece of collision and rolling off this ledge here. When Bra rolls off the ledge, what he's trying to do, as he just pulled it off, is get what we call an instant unmorph. And this got us Dark Visor.
Ooh.
Dark Visor can be real helpful later on. So a roll jump. What are we trying to do here? Oh, first off, life support system and battlegrounds in cache. Take note of that.
There's your extended dash. That was well done. Except now, oh, there we go. Perfect.
Had to get the missiles first.
Perfect planning of that missile drop.
That was just for a missile expansion, but on the bright side, this room is now done. You don't ever have to come back and check it. So, in short, a roll jump. What we're trying to do is we want to roll off a piece of collision. Just roll off the edge. Hope that there's something behind us so that we can get an instant unmorph against that wall or object or whatever's behind us. If we can get that instant unmorph, when we do it, there's a few frame window where we can input a jump. And since we had space jump, this makes it a lot easier. We can just do a space jump over to the platform and continue along as normal.
I just saw over on the right side of the screen for Lucarius, they went through mining tunnel and there was a red key in there.
Alright, so we have a red key on Mineshaft today, and Lucarius finally making way into Energy Controller, which says the Echo Visor can be found in Cache B.
In Torva's Bog. Whew!
Torva's Cache B, thankfully we do have access to. That is only locked behind a super missile door. It is the one behind Dark Torva's Temple where you fight Chica.
And they still have to get into Torva's, correct? They don't know which elevator will take them there?
Correct. We have no knowledge on elevators at this time. Any elevator can lead to any other elevator's destination, including back to itself. I can't recall the last time it's ever happened in a race environment, but I can't say with various multi-worlds, it is extremely possible. And it's a big headache sometimes trying to route and backtrack.
and just trying to route, like, muddle through your head what all checks you can still do.
You can say that again. It limits your possibilities, sadly.
It limits your possibilities. It makes you check every single corner, and it really tests your knowledge and your skill set on what you can do.
Absolutely. Now, sadly, we did not get to see what Red Key Lucarius had on Mineshaft, as they did not go for it. But thanks to the Dark Visor Bruh picked up earlier on Bioenergy, we can check this life support system on Battlegrounds in cache, and that's a suit. Yes, it is. That gets us our dark suit. So that'll be extremely useful, as now we get to take less damage while we're here in Dark Aether.
And just to clarify again, suits are also progressive in these settings, correct?
Correct. We need dark suit enabled to get light suit.
Got it. And that's already a breath of fresh air, as the rate at which Bruh's health goes down in the dark atmosphere is already lessened.
I'm a little concerned where you're finding fresh air here in Dark Aether. Everywhere we go, it's all poison. Please tell me where...
Fresher air.
All right, fine. Fresher air.
Not necessarily fresh, but whatever.
I mean, it's just probably just an advanced filtering system on the suit or something.
Better shields, something. I'm not a Luminoth technician. I couldn't tell you. I'm sure there's probably some scientist out there or some theorist out there that's put all this together in their head. I'd love to hear that at some point.
That'd be pretty amazing. Sorry to see all the thoughts and theories that people have on these games.
Mm-hmm. So I'm wondering when either of our racers here are going to take a look at elevators, when would be a really favorable time to look at them?
Once you're done, logically speaking, once you're done checking all your logical checks here in Aegon. Aegon's not a large area per se compared to others like Torvus. And since we found so much, we found super missiles, a suit, dark visor. We have Amber Translator for hints. You really want to clear out as much of Aegon as possible. Get as much Amber Translator hints as you can. Get your information. Clear out your super missile checks. You have storage C in the back of labs. Get that out of the way in case it has something useful. Your elevator should really only be checked once you know, okay, I'm done here in Aegon for now. I don't need to do anything else at the moment. Let me see where my map will take me. And thankfully, we're going to find out just now on Bruh's side. Aegon entrance goes to Aegon Quadrant.
And Temple Grounds, right?
Correct. We have Sanctuary Gate and Torvus entrance. Oh, that's a great elevator.
But they don't have boost ball, and they also don't have screw attack, so it's difficult to get up to that elevator right now, correct?
Correct. We have no way to get to that elevator without... Well, we could. No, we can't. I was thinking there's some sort of bomb jump, but to my knowledge, it's not there. Oh, and we have a missile system in the transport to Aegon Wastes. That tells us we need to find either A, the Aegon Gate elevator, or B, just go through it normally with standard Temple Grounds cleanup. I'm thinking the latter, most likely. Nope. It appears. Nope. Jay's telling us we can get to that elevator with space jump. So there is some sort of space jump trick to get to that elevator.
Huh.
Well, thank you, Jay. I was not aware of that. Hey, you know, this is why I love the chat in the community. We're always finding new information.
A lot of it's going to be new information to me. I am not the most learned in Echoes randomizers, but I always love to see this kind of stuff.
I'm the same way. I'm always learning something new here, whether it's a trick or a knowledge or some logic, whatever it is. It's always a fantastic show here.
Darius has now obtained Dark Suit as well in Battleground, so she is well protected as well.
Yep, it looks like Bruh has checked Mineshaft, saw the red key, and is deciding not to go any further. Now, we don't have knowledge on bosses at the moment. Although we did take a quick peek at Mining Plaza, and it appeared to be an expansion, so it's nothing we're really concerned with.
I believe we have information on the Morbus proper that it has nothing. And I don't... Did we see what Mining Plaza had?
Yeah, I want to say Plaza was just an expansion, so I'm fairly confident that the entire Morbus fight will be a no-go. We will not be seeing a Morbus today.
So sorry to those Morbus fans out there.
But we still have 2 temple bosses to go through and a handful of mini bosses, so don't worry, we got plenty of game left ahead.
We might not have a Morbus, but there is always still the possibility for everybody's favorite, a good Airy fight.
Hey, we haven't seen Airy in a while here on Echoes Racing. It'd be good to see it.
Good. I love to see Airy in multi-world. It's just that fight is just one of the best in the entire trilogy, if not all of the entire franchise.
I agree. It is a good fight, but if I had to pick one fight out of everything, that's a hard question, but I'm inclined to go towards... Oh, I don't even know where I would go. That's a tough one.
A lot of people like any of the Ridley fights in the games. A lot of people like Ravenbeak and Metroid Dread. I don't blame them there. That was a particularly epic fight. Very tough, very, just feels good all around.
Absolutely. Oh, and we have a red key, a Morbus key number 2 on Mining Station Access. We will not be using that key. That key is practically useless to us. We're going to sell it for some gold. And missile system on transport to Aegon Waste. That has to be our Seeker launcher. We have no other missile systems pending. And Bra gets their first Sky Temple key off a Bomb Guardian. Congratulations. You're one step closer to reaching the gateway.
That key both of our racers now have. We don't have any information on any other Sky Temple key at the moment. So if you had to give an edge to one over the other at this instant, would there be one where anyone has an edge?
Not particularly. Both runners have completed fairly the same amount of objectives at this time. They have the exact same equipment. Granted, Brad might have a little bit more as far as missile expansions go, maybe just by 1. But as far as completion goes, both runners are on the same point. I'd say they're seconds apart, if that. So I cannot safely say who's in the lead here.
It's very close, considering that both are taking the same elevator right now as we speak.
Yeah, this is the best elevator to take right now. We don't want to go towards Torvis if we don't have power bombs. And this gate gets us right into Temple Grounds, which is fantastic, as Temple Grounds gives us a lot of checks. Starting off here with this little storage cavern, gives us another free E-tank, followed by a red key on top of Temple Assembly Site, which tells us it's our Inghive key. We're going to leave that there. We don't need Inghive keys this game. And for those wondering why we don't need Inghive keys, the simple fact is there's a few ways to skip the Quadraxis Temple Gate, and we have access to all methods. Mainly due to Annihilator Beam and bombs. Annihilator, we can just take the back door and get into Quadraxis from the reverse side, which still triggers the fight. Now, sadly, the missile system is locked behind a Violet Gate, and we do not have Violet, but we have another STK on Communications Area.
Communications site, or yeah, Communications areas. Nice.
Oh, and Reliquary has a missile related. We know that is a check we do not need to get to. Reliquary is finished. And we have route differences already. What is going on, Frigid?
I have no idea. They looks like Bra is going toward decided to kind of take detours and take a look around every corner he can along one singular path. And Lucarius seems to have beelined it straight for the GFMC Hive.
This is going to be fantastic, as it looks like Violet Translator has just been found on Hive Chamber B, which Lucarius is just coming back from completing. So we are going to get that Seeker launcher off of Transport to Aegon, with the Cursed Lake being a life support system. Now, it is possible that a Cursed Lake has our light suit.
It's a possibility, but life support system also can translate into an energy tank, if I'm not mistaken.
It can as well. Yep, there's the Seeker's column. It's the only system that we haven't found yet. Violet Translator hint tells us Emerald is in Dark Aegon. That is useful. What part of Dark Aegon? Not many places left for it. Actually, there's only really 3 places. It's either A, Dark Oasis, B, Feeding Pit, or C, Sonic Boom Room.
Which you need late game items to obtain, light suits, and Annihilator Beam, which they have Annihilator Beam. You need Screw Attack to get there, though, or very well performed E-Dash, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct. And here we see our 2 route differences. Lucarius going to Great Temple, while Bruh fights the Dark Missile Trooper to get main power bombs.
Oh my gosh. That has become a really powerful tool now. So now, what is Bruh doing exactly over on the left side here?
Well, this trick the community has infamously dubbed early game just item loss skip. That's what it's called. Item loss skip. In the vanilla game, if you're ever playing regular Echoes, when you get to Hive Chamber B, you see the cutscene for meeting Dark Samus for the first time. You go to Dark Aether, follow her through the portal, and the Ying steal your items. We are using this skip to skip the cutscene, but in addition to this also gets us out of bounds. And for Bruh today, instead of just doing the item loss skip, which isn't in Randomizer, it's been programmed out, we are using this to bypass some translator doors. Mainly the translator doors leading from Hive Chamber A to B, and the ones going to landing site. But for this one, we're using to get back into Transport to Aegon Wastes. It is an elevator door, not an elevator door, an emerald door, and this blocks the fast route. So this out of bounds is a little bit faster. But in addition, are we going to go out of bounds for Dynamo? Nope, we're just using this to get back to Transport to Aegon, which is just a faster way to get over here. So yeah, long story short, we did the out of bounds to come here to this part of Transport to Aegon and Temple Grounds faster than it would be to go all around the Hive Chamber loop.
So real quick, Lucarius was just in main energy controller. They saw, or they picked up the light ammo expansion that was there and read the hint for an item in bioenergy production in Aegon Waste, which I believe we already have, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, it's the Dark Visor.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like Lucarius has taken an elevator to the Sanctuary Quadrant. This will lead us back to Temple Grounds over by Sentinel's Bridge, which we can do as we have Dark Visor and Seekers. This gets us into... Oh, no. No, I'm seeing a problem, and Lucarius, I'm not sure if he realizes it.
What's the problem?
So, I believe with these settings, I could be wrong, but Trooper Security Station may be in post layer. And what that means is the gate is in a locked position. You can't scan it to open it. Meaning Lucarius would need to find either a Seeker, oh, well, there's a Power Bomb expansion, never mind. You got Power Bombs off of Alpha Splinter 2, so that solves that problem. So there goes the problem, but, oh, and Cannonball.
Oh, and Cannonball.
Cannonball on top of ship. But the problem would have been Power Bombs or Seekers to get through Trooper Security Station. And the good thing is that Lucarius has Power Bombs, so problem averted.
And we do not need the main launcher for to have power bombs?
No, we do not. We just need the expansion. And elevators today, Aegon portal access on Sanctuary entrance. Followed by Torvus Temple access on Torvus entrance. Sanctuary vault side from meeting grounds. Aegon entrance from Temple assembly site. And Temple Transport Emerald, which goes to Great Temple, off of Aegon entrance.
And it looks like Bra has picked up a third Sky Temple key. I didn't pick up where that was. Did you see it, Marion?
Transport A access, my friend.
Transport A access. Okay.
And there's the problem I was talking about earlier. You needed power bombs for security station as you're coming in through it backwards. And the gate's in a locked position. This is good for Lucarius finding those expansions through the Great Temple loop, as this will get us into Dynamo Chamber and get one additional item.
There's the Ring Reliquary hint there.
Missile-related upgrade, which we know is an expansion. We have all missile-related upgrades that we need. And SDK3 for Lucarius off of communications area. And here is Dynamo Chamber, which we needed those power bombs for, so we're going to blow open this rubble and the gate. Hopefully we get them together. Missile expansion. All right, hey, more missiles never hurt. Always good for late game.
That is very true, especially if Quadraxis ends up being a required boss fight. You're going to need a lot of missiles to take him on.
Oh, absolutely.
Another one of my favorite fights is Quadraxis. Oh,
I agree. That was such a well done, well developed fight. And it looks like Bra's gone over to Compound as well. It's finished with the Great Temple loop, and just doing the same thing Lucarius did, and it's doing what we call item duplication. Now, this is a very, very minimal trick. It's very, very restrictive. But before I get into that, how about we have a light suit on? A light suit on Plane of Dark Worship. Well, there goes that life support system we were talking about earlier in Accursed Lake.
That's just another E-Tank, so Lucarius has read that and has decided to go back into the light portal.
I don't blame him. We already got light suit. Who needs any more E-Tanks?
Really, you really don't. They're sitting at a decent amount for this part of the game. Maybe one or two more before they go and fight Emperor Aang. But other than that, like any other E-Tanks that are out of the way, or it's just going to be more of a detriment to their time.
Agreed. And the good thing about that light suit, this does give us the opportunity to go back into Dark Aegon and get some of those light suit only checks, like Feeding Pit. Well, just Feeding Pit itself. We can't get Dark Oasis right now.
And it looks like Lucarius might be doing just that, as she is save warping back to Aegon Wastes.
Well, I was hoping that they...
Or I thought she was. Oh, there she goes.
Yep. Oh, and Brett pulled off a fantastic first try Grand Wind Chamber skip. Going, well, not a skip, but we just did some scan dashes to get across into Wind Chamber Gateway, taking a quick fall, and we see that it's a power bomb expansion, which, hey, more power bombs are always useful.
That they are.
Now, I'm not the best at explaining scan dashes, so I'll do my best. But as we continue to see these races and these events, for scan dashing, we're locking onto a fixed point with the scan visor, and we're tapping the jump button for us to dash in either left or right. Now, when we do that, we're also performing a second input, so that when we jump into the ground, we're preserving momentum, and then jumping again so that we can fly across the room. I'm not the best at explaining it, but in short, we're dashing into the ground, saving momentum, and then boosting across the other room using space jump. And some important development, Lucarius has just found Emerald Translator off of Feeding Pit. So we've located Emerald.
So now that she's found Emerald, would now be a good time to head over to Torvus Bog?
I would say yes. Yeah, go for Torvus Bog. You have access to it. You have Emerald. You can get almost anywhere in Torvus now that well, actually, we can get everything except for 2 items in Torvus. So we can do a lot of work there.
I'm going to say the only things that you would technically need for Torvis would be either the gravity boost or screw attack.
That or Spider Ball. I'm just now realizing we cannot do Power Bomb Guardian. And we cannot do Gathering Hall. Gathering Hall is is extremely tricky without Spider Ball and Boost Ball. But we're seeing route differences going like crazy. Lucarius is deciding to stay in Aegon Waste. Great choice. You have Light Suit. Go ahead and clear out what you can. Get that area done. While Brud decides to stay in Temple Grounds, is going for more cleanup. I would allege that if, with Brud staying here in Temple Grounds, more than likely we'll come across that Light Suit, and that will in turn, yeah, we'll find that Light Suit. That'll take us, hopefully, to Fortress Transport access, see what FTA has, and possibly use that Aegon elevator off of the Sanctuary side and detour into Aegon again. And then use that to detour into Torvis.
Lucarius is now heading back into Temple Grounds as well, so they'll be pretty close on each other's trail here.
Yeah, if I had to put anything on, I would say go right for Torvis. You have all the equipment that you need. You have a great chance at almost full clearing it. Granted, we don't have Boost Ball, Spider Ball, or Screw Attack, or Gravity Boost, but we can still get a good amount done. And in addition, we know that Echo Visor is in Torvis Bog, is in Dark Torvis Catch B. Getting that Echo will set us up for Sanctuary Fortress later on in the run.
And I know that the two important items for Sanctuary Fortress is Power Bombs, which we do have, and Spider Ball, which we do not currently.
Correct, and it looks like here's our second instance of out of bounds on Bruz's side, on the left side of your screen, folks. We've gone out of bounds, and this reason why are we going out of bounds? Well, let's see, we're going towards, I believe this out of bounds is an attempt to get into landing site. Since in order to get to landing site, we would need Emerald Translator, which is all the way back in Feeding Pit of Dark Aegon. Now, Lucarius found it as they took a save warp, but Bra has not done so. Bra has not gone back to Aegon. So this must be to get to landing site to progress deeper into the far side of Temple Grounds. Now, this is useful. I mean, how is it useful? Landing site, we can replenish our ammunition, get our dark ammo back, some more power bombs, but also that we could do some tricky out of bounds in Sky Temple Grounds to get key hints early, except we would have to physically out of bounds all the secret doors, and that could take some time. So it depends on what Bro really wants to do here. Go out of bounds and get key hints, or progress further and make your way into Corvus Bog.
Lucarius is now over by landing site. Is there a way to get up on top? Of course there is. Both racers have Light Beam at this point. And they've had Light Beam for some time.
Right, and even if they didn't, as you saw in Lucarius, we can utilize a piece of geometry on one of the pedestals. Jump on top of an extended piece of collision and just jump up top with space jump. And unfortunately, I did not get to see what Defiled Shrines Incash had, but we will see it again from Bruh's side. Most likely, I suspect he's going to go deeper into Temple Grounds. Oh, and just missed the scan dash.
So, Lucarius has decided to bypass Hall of the Honored Dead for now, despite the fact that she has... Wait, no, we do not have Boost Ball yet. She could have had Boost Ball if she picked up the Cannonball from the compound, but she did not do that. But I think Bra has picked up Cannonball?
I believe... No, I don't believe so.
Or
is
it?
I think
he's at least checking.
Yeah, we're just checking Hall of the Honored Dead, seeing what item it has. so that we can make a note for it later. And it looks like Lucarius has gone into not Warrior's Walk. This is Warrior's Walk. What am I saying? And
Ooh,
we've got
that's
another
an STK.
Another STK. Look at that.
On the way to STK hints.
That's not Warrior's Walk. Warrior's Walk is the one in Dark Aegon that we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
Why am I putting that down there? Oh, that's hilarious, by the way. That Violet Translator over in Meeting Grounds. There's a Morph Ball upgrade on Sanctuary Map Station.
There's a what?
There's a Morph Ball upgrade on Sank Map Station. It's either Boost Ball or Spider Ball.
My
Most
guess,
likely.
Spider Ball.
I would hope so. And I'm just now realizing we have Seekers. We don't need to skip Seeker doors. We have Seeker Launcher. So we can absolutely get key hints without any problem. And your key hints include the following locations. Torvus Lagoon.
Recording to logbook.
Sand Processing.
Recording to logbook.
Ooh.
Under Temple.
Recording to logbook.
I'm in Under Temple.
Mining Plaza.
Recording to logbook.
Oh no.
Sanctuary Transit Station. I was incorrect
Rent.
about Mining Plaza. That was not an expansion. That was a Sky Temple key.
Amorbus.
I was wrong.
Amorbus is back, everybody. Amorbus has entered chat.
I still want to know where this room name is. I need to pull up a map. Hold on. Okay, that's going to be bugging me.
I can't think of it either. All the Dark Ether room names, especially in Temple Grounds, is just so unique.
War Ritual Grounds. That's what it is.
War Ritual Ground.
Oh, I found a map. It's War Ritual. So that's what the key was.
Now both racers will know what all the keys are, and they both have all of the same keys, 4 of them out of the 9.
Oh, that's extremely useful. There's a movement system upgrade hiding here in Temple Grounds.
Ooh, that could be Grapple Beam. That's most likely Grapple Beam.
It could be, but I'm having trouble figuring out where the possibility of that item location is. And Lucarius is having funs with pirates.
Ooh, we love Dark Pirates.
When in doubt, power bomb them out.
That's a good run. You should trademark that, Marion.
No, I think Nintendo would have some words about that. And I am not going against their team. No.
Fair enough, fair enough.
But movement system here in Temple Ground, there's not many places that could be. Oh,
what's all left?
Fortress Temple access is still left.
Oh, yeah,
it could
that's
be on
right.
that beam of light.
And both racers have access to that. They both have light suits, so that could be gotten sooner than expected.
You can say that again. Lucarius is going right for it.
Looks like it. Maybe now would be a good time to pick up that cannonball too.
Yep. You know, we mentioned Cannonball. How familiar are you with the actual Cannonball item, Frigid?
Decently familiar with it. I know that it is a state. It is not an actual item in. It's not an actual item in Metroid Prime 2 Echoes, either in the game itself or in multiplayer. It is a state that you enter when you roll into a cannon, a morph ball cannon. They have taken that state, or you're able to remain in that state by an out-of-bounds trick, I believe.
You're absolutely correct.
Nice. So when you stay in that state, you are able to deal damage at an insane rate. Chica is especially weak to that, as a lot of people have found out. It deals something like 500,000 damage per frame, I believe, is what it was.
You're correct.
And it, on top of all of that, it also gives you the ability to use Boost Ball without actually having Boost Ball.
Correct as well. Yeah, very familiar with Cannonball. Everything you've just said is right. Now, getting Cannonball, we really don't want to pick it up unless we need it. And what I mean by that is, there's very select circumstances where Cannonball will actually be useful to us in this current game state. We already have Light Suit. That's great. So we're not going to take damage that much from Dark Aether. Well, none at all. But before we do that, we've got a hint here. Path of Roots, which tells us Screw Attack is in Dark Torvus. We know where it is! Alright,
And it didn't say progressive either. It said straight up Screw Attack.
I must have gotten my earlier notes incorrect. It must be separate.
That's okay. I mean, hey, we'll take Screw Attack over Grapple Beam any day.
Right? And with that being said, with 47 minutes on the clock, runners have just entered Torvus Bog. The underwatery temple that once was a lush, beautiful landscape.
Beautiful forest, if I'm not mistaken.
Absolutely, before it was flooded. And here we see runners going to each side. Lucarius going for Torvus Temple side. Bra Incorporated going for Meditation Vista, going for the Underground Temple Loop. Now, the problem is we do not have...
I think we just had some technical difficulties again. I'm unable to hear Marion. One moment.
Recording to logbook.
Op, are you still there? Are you able to hear either one of us? Whoop. Oh, I heard something.
Well, that was an interesting series of events. It appears my entire hardware just crashed. So we're going
Oh
to do
no!
that. That's okay. We're still here. If you can still hear me, then we're A-okay.
I can hear you loud and clear.
All right, fantastic. Well, that being said, we're going to have to do this on a different method. What have we missed so far, Frigid?
I've missed just as much. I was trying to figure out the technical side of things on our end. But
That's
right
okay.
now, it looks like Bra Incorporated did a slightly out of bounds trick to get into Torvus. To get into Torvus Temple and activate the fight there, so he can unlock everything. How does that trick work exactly, Marion?
Well, as far as what Brad did here, going out of bounds in Torvus Temple, there's the main reason we do that is for positioning. We're out of bounds; they can't hit us, but we can hit them. And secondly, it also bypasses the door. Once we start that fight, the fight has a flag inside of it, where once it reaches the second phase of that fight, it will auto-position us inside the temple. It has to put us on solid collision. So it's just a fancy way of getting into the temple itself. And on the flip side, if we did not have super missiles, we could break into Torvus Temple using the out-of-bounds method and bypass one of the super door requirements.
on the other side of our screen, while Marion was explaining the out of bounds there for Corvus Temple, Lucarius has acquired Boost Ball on Forgotten Bridge. Oh. And we lost Marion once again. Oh, he's back.
It appears my system did not overheat. It was just a minor hiccup. So we're okay. We're back to full service. All right. Let's go and take this away. Screw Attack has been located. Dark Torvus Cache A by Lucarius, locked behind Seeker missiles. Meanwhile, Bruh's going through Torvus Lagoon and Path of Eyes, making a U-turn at Torvus Lagoon. We're just going to continue through Path of Eyes. And this will get us right into Torvus Portal Chamber. We see a missile expansion. Not too impressive. We're not going to go out of our way for that expansion. It's not worth the effort. But other than that, Bruh appears to be going for a bomb jump into an instant unmorph. This will get us into Abandoned Worksite and into Forgotten Bridge. Meanwhile, Lucarius using super missiles to break open Cache B to get the Echo Visor that was hinted at nearly 30 minutes ago. While finding a missile expansion here on Great Bridge.
We have not picked up any other STKs as of yet. We do have, in this region, we do have STKs on Torvus Lagoon and Under Temple. Torvus Lagoon, we will need either Gravity Boost or Screw Attack for. And Under Temple, we will need either Spider Ball or Screw Attack.
Absolutely correct. And I just want to point out, I lost my notes, so if you could send me a copy of those, that would be great.
All I have are the STK, so I apologize for that, but I'll send those over to you.
That's fine. I can use them.
I'll put them in the general chat here.
That works. That'll help us with some routing concerns. And here we see Bruh going for a great trick, a very difficult trick, which he appears to get almost instantaneously. This is what we call Forgotten Bridge Skip. Now, the point of Forgotten Bridge Skip is to bypass going to Dark Aether, going into Dark Torvus, getting Boost Ball and coming back. You need Boost Ball to get up to this section of Forgotten Bridge, or instead we can do a triple bomb jump into an instant morph and just jump over the gate. This gets us into Torvus Plaza and Plaza access early without the need of extra equipment. And Lucarius, we saw an out of bounds trick. We did this in Portal Chamber, I believe. This gets us into Torvus Lagoon without needing to go back into Dark Forgotten Bridge to take the portal and walk all the way around. But meanwhile, speaking of Lucarius, you can see Lucarius constantly morphing and getting a weird state underwater. This is what we refer to as air underwater. Now, this is one of my personal favorite tricks. I love it. Air underwater is not a state you're supposed to ever have. It's a funky glitch.
Bit of an oversight by the developers. It's hard to account for everything when you're developing a game.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Now, air underwater, what is it? Well, in simple terms, the game considers you to be on ground while in a body of...
Uh-oh. I think it's happening again. I'm not well learned in that explanation for air underwater. But... yeah, I'm not going to try and explain it. Once Marion comes back, I'll defer to him on that. Right now we have Bruh Incorporated fighting Boost Guardian and just completely evaporating his health bar with a well-placed power bomb. Meanwhile, Lucarius is still hanging around in Light World. Boost Guardian has a Hive Temple key. And it looks like Lucarius is going to head underground. Yep, going into Lower Torvus. As of right now, we have Bruh Incorporated at 4 Sky Temple keys, We have Lucarius at 5. Lucarius has Screw Attack with Air Underwater. That's going to give her a good edge for pulling ahead as far as she can, as opposed to Bruh. Got an unlimited beam ammo for Lucarius's side. And right now, Bruh Incorporated is heading through the Dark World side of Portal Chamber. Looks like it's going for that item. I didn't see what it said Hive Temple has. Oh, Op, you're too funny. We have Mary on and we have Mary off.
Yeah, on and off. That's a classic. That's
Welcome
a classic.
back. Welcome back.
I appear to be having network issues, so I sincerely apologize if any of those recent explanations have been cut short.
The only explanation we had that was cut short was Air Underwater. We were about to explain the technical side of things.
Well, just to keep it short, to hopefully save us from another network crash. Long story short, the same frame you enter a body of water, the game considers you to be on land while in said water, allowing you to input jumps and screw attack. Screw attack can only be used on land. The game is tricked into thinking you're on land. As such, screw attack goes kaboom.
And here we have a bit of a route difference. Lucarius is now breaking into Sanctuary Fortress. With her having Screw Attack and having done Air Underwater a couple times, that I think is going to give her ample opportunity to pull ahead of Bruh Incorporated.
It's an interesting theory going to Sanctuary already. Granted, we don't have the gravity boots, so staying in Lower Torvus for longer than we need to isn't foreseeable. We really don't want to stay in Lower Torvus. So, Sanctuary without Spider Ball, this could be a problem depending on certain item locations. Hopefully, we don't see those today, but this is a great play as we have hint information that Sanctuary Map Station has a Morph Ball related upgrade, and we have complete access to get Sank Map Station. The problem, we need to go through the entirety of Sanctuary Fortress backwards to get to Sank Map Station, simply due to Mini Gyro Chamber.
Although, if and when we get there, I think we can deduce now that we have Boost Ball off of Forgotten Bridge, that Sank Map Station does indeed have Spider Ball.
Yes, we do have that confirmation, and it appears Bruh is back in Aegon Waste, fighting Dark Samus for the first time. Now take into account double damage. Hello, that'll
Double
make
damage.
all the fights.
Double damage and unlimited beam ammo. Lucarius is sitting pretty right now.
Now, the good thing is Bruh finally goes back to Aegon, getting sand processing and getting some checks done here. And
Yes,
speaking of which,
he appears to be going for sand processing.
Speaking of which, I still need those SDK hints when you're able, please.
Ooh, I sent them into the general chat here.
You did?
Yes.
Oh, yes, you did. All right, well, let's go ahead and post them down below for all of chat to see and follow along with us today. Chat, your SDK locations have been posted, courtesy of Frigid.
As of right now, we have our SDKs were located in Aegon Temple. Both of our racers have them. We have communications area in Temple Grounds. Both of our racers have them. We have Transport A access. Both of our racers have them. And we have War Ritual Grounds and Dark Temple Grounds, and both of our racers have them. Where we have split collections so far is Torvus Lagoon. Or maybe they both have them now.
Yeah, both runners have Lagoon.
Both runners have Lagoon now. And then Bruh just picked up Sand Processing. So he is ahead on Sky Temple keys, only needing Under Temple, Mining Plaza, and Transit Station.
Well, with all that being said, Frigid, it's my favorite time of these races. It's time for the 1 hour rundown. You with me?
I'm with you. What do we got?
All right, let's break it down for all of you watching at home and on your television or your computer screen or your phone, wherever you're joining us from. We got our quick little 1 hour rundown. We're going to go over everything that's happened so far in this Echoes race. Now, to start things off, we started off in Aegon with Annihilator Beam and Dark Beam. Yep, we started with 2 beams, then Light Beam on Doomed Entry. Now, as far as our current standings go, Brown Incorporated on the left side is up by 1, is going to be up by 1 SDK due to an extremely difficult trick known as I want to say this is Mining Plaza Skip. Yes, it is. We're going to go out of bounds to clip into Mining Plaza. This is a terrible trick, but it saves us from fighting Amorphous.
So how exactly does this trick work?
You are asking the wrong person, but let's see if we'll try to explain it together. So, first you need to understand what Mining Plaza is. Mining Plaza, right above that crystal clear piece of glass, there's an item. Normally, you would need to defeat a Morbus and have the Echo Visor for that item to spawn and be collected. The item spawn is based on just getting the item. The item spawns by you entering the room. It's always here. You need Echo Visor to spawn some Echo Locks and a Morbus to be defeated for those locks to actually be seen. And then we can open the gate, get the item with Screw Attack. We're going to skip all of that by going out of bounds and clipping into Mining Plaza's crystal clear glass protection area. Now you see Broad doing here, we're using Morph Ball to fall. Every time we use Morph Ball, the game forces us down from the Aether Box. Now we've clipped successfully inbounds. Now here's the hard part. We have to clip ourselves out of bounds. Now how do you do that? Well, a very precise trick. We need to get an instant unmorph into a Screw Attack so that we have enough height to, when the Screw Attack bounces off of the wall, it'll push us in between 2 pieces of collision and clip us out of bounds.
And Bra has successfully done all of that. He is back in bounds.
Now, Bra made that look a lot easier than what it actually is. Firstly, I'd say this is it's not as severe, but it's on the same difficulty level of trying to do Exoskeleton Skip in the Metroid Prime fight. It is difficult, it is tiresome, and if you fail it, you are not getting out. So that gets Bra 7 STKs compared to Lucarius' 7 as well. Now, Lucarius did some lower Torbus work, got sand processing, same as Bra, but where's that extra key coming in?
I am guessing it's Transit Station, as she had to go through Sanctuary. She was, last time we checked in on her, she was tunneling down Cat West.
Ah, that's right. Yes, we did go to Transit Station. That's where the 7th key is. So, 1 hour rundown. What does Brud need to finish their game? Brud currently needs 2 keys. Under Temple and Transit Station. 1 in Lower Torvus, 1 in Upper Sanctuary. In order to get those, Brud has all needed equipment. We have Spider... No, we do not. Never mind. I'm going to backpedal. Brud needs to find Spider Ball in order to get Under Temple. That fight cannot be done without Spider Ball, at least to my knowledge.
Looks like Lucarius is going out of bounds in a different fashion for that key. What's going on here?
Well, for Lucarius' method, we're going with a much easier, per se, out of bounds, where we simply jump out of bounds. Now, we're currently in Mining Plaza Access, the room right before Plaza after you're going into Aegon. What Lucarius did, we did a slope jump to get on top of this little rock wall. And what we're trying to do here is we're trying to Screw Attack at a precise angle in between where those 2 pieces of collision met for the hills. Where the 2 hills meet, there's a small little piece where we can Screw Attack in and fall. Just clip right in and fall. The reason that this works is that Screw Attack is the size of a Morph Ball. It's a small hitbox. And that small hitbox is the only reason why this works. It is so small that when you finish the screw attack, your hitbox increases to full-size Samus. But there's nowhere for you to be put. So the game has to force you out and force you into the next foreseeable piece of collision, which thankfully for us is out of bounds. And now we're going to see.
She's collected the STK. Now she just has to get out.
Yep, we gotta do that instant unmorph into a screw attack and bonk ourselves out. Second try? Nope, not quite. Meanwhile, Bra's over in Transit Station getting the 8th key to the Sky Temple.
It's going to come down to who can get that Under Temple key and Spider Ball first.
Absolutely.
We know where Spider Ball is, and looking over at Lucarius's items, it looks like she already has it, thanks to visiting the map station.
That's correct, my friend. Lucarius has already gone to Sank Map Station, gotten that Spider Ball, and did Transit Station Vanilla. Now here's where the problem will lay. If Lucarius cannot get out of here in a timely manner, never mind, I'm gonna stop myself right there as they've already clipped back out. Never mind.
What a race this is.
So, what I was going to say is that if Lucarius can't get out in the timely manner, that gives Bro the chance to get ahead. Speaking of that, Bro right now is trying to clip out of bounds into this transit station tunnel, which he successfully got after the 3rd and 4th try, and he's using this to get out of transit station.
Active commentary, ladies and gentlemen. We love the timing that we've put forth here.
This entire race has just been one big headache, and I love it.
So now it has become a race for Under Temple. As soon as they get the Under Temple key, I believe the gate is open to complete the game.
You are 100% accurate. It is true. We have an actual race happening. And Bruz decided to go out of bounds to get Sank Map Station. Very interesting play here. We went out of bounds in Transit Station, but instead of clipping back inbounds, he's using out of bounds movement and the mini-map to position himself where the Sank Map Station item is. And fantastic, he got that item first try, and is now maneuvering back inbounds to just clip in and never have to take the beam of light.
I believe both racers had to do that, as neither of them have Cobalt Translator, correct?
You're absolutely right. I never noticed that. We don't have Cobalt to lower the map station door. So we had to do out of bounds movement to get into Spider Ball. Now that begs the question, though. That Spider Ball's technically out of logic. Where's Cobalt?
We'll find that out in the credits, I suppose. I don't think either race is going to stop and find Cobalt at this point.
No, absolutely not. That'd be a waste of time. So, as you mentioned earlier, great point. They both need the same Sky Temple key. Well, whoever gets that first is going to be the winner.
So the question begs, do we have to fight Power Bomb Guardian, or is it just going to be the Screw Attack upgrade?
Oh, that's a great point to make. You know, if it's just the Screw Attack wall, then they just go in, actually, hold on. We have to fight Power Bomb Guardian regardless of where it is. So foresee this: no matter which portal we take to get into Under Temple, we cannot leave Under Temple without defeating Power Bomb Guardian. It is not possible. Well, we could go out of bounds, but
we can't take the portal.
There's no light portal on.
Is
on
there
the Screw Attack wall?
I thought there
not
was.
That I am
fairly certain there is.
No, I think there is. Well, what room am I thinking of then? What room am I thinking of where there's no portal? Okay, never mind. I'm talking nonsense. I love this game and tried to remember it.
And now we have both racers in Lower Torvis. One's coming from the Sank elevator, the other one's coming from the top elevator.
Yeah, it's important to note none of them have a gravity boost. So in order for Lucarius to do this, they gotta do air underwater. Or not air underwater, but they've gotta jump over to get all these little platforms to raise the locks. While Bra is just gonna go towards, where's Bra gonna go? Probably gonna do the same loop.
These catacombs, it looks like.
Oh, unless Brett decides to go through Dark Torvus.
I'm not seeing him. Oh, maybe?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
is
it's
there a
going for Dark
trick?
Torvus. Yeah, we're gonna bounce ourselves into the bounce our way up into the portal. What Brett's trying to do here is on the left side of that portal, or in this case, the right. There is a small piece of collision where there is none. There's no collision on that gate where he's aiming. If we screw attack at the wall and bonk, due to the fact there's no collision, we can just get pushed right into the portal and continue into the Dark Torvus.
And right now, Lucarius is just about to enter the Alpha Blog room. All she has to do is get over to the portal and make her way in, and she's in Under Temple.
Yeah, I was thinking that there's no portal here. I mean, you take the dark portal and there's no light portal to get out the same way. I am completely incorrect. There is a portal to escape.
Although it becomes interesting. I think they have to fight Power Bomb Guardian no matter what, because
it's on the wall.
It's on the wall.
It is. It's on the wall. You don't need to fight power. You're right. That light portal, right? Or is there no portal there?
There's a portal there, but the problem becomes if you go back into the light world, there's no way to get out without gravity boost.
Oh no, you're right.
They have to fight Powerbomb Guardian anyway.
You're right. And reverse air underwater wouldn't help either. None air. So we're both correct. We just had two halves of the same equation. There's no portal. Yes, there is a portal. You don't have to fight Powerbomb Guardian. Wait a minute. You do have to fight Powerbomb Guardian. The portal doesn't matter. It's a gravity boost. Oh, you gotta love Echoes and its logic chain here, folks. We're having a good time here at Speed Gaming.
Oh, man. What a ride. What an absolute ride this is.
I really hope someone clips that, because that's probably going to be the talk for a few days. How the two commentators can't think of anything, but you put them together and they suddenly figure out something happened.
The two of us put together does equal one brain cell.
I'm surprised you're able to get a whole brain cell out of that equation.
I know. You have more of the brain cell than I do. So
I doubt it. No. All right, moving on. Let's get this fight over with. So, to keep everyone updated on what just happened outside of that laughing fit. So, both runners are missing one Sky Temple key. The one on Under Temple. It has been determined and located that it is the one on the screw attack wall. Now, Lucarius managed to enter this fight first. Because they entered Under Temple first, they were able to grab the key and get a lead start on the Powerbomb Guardian boss fight. This gave them a slight lead compared to Bra, where he just now finished the fight and grabbed the key. Now the entire race comes down to who is going to get to the Sky Temple Gateway first, who's going to set the keys, defeat Emperor Ring's 3 phases, and the Dark Samus 3 and 4 fight first.
It's coming down the home stretch now.
It's a true race. Both runners are neck and neck. Lucarius has a 2-minute head start. More than 2 minutes. Lucarius is already at the Sky Temple grounds due to this. Nope, no, they're not. That's Aegon. That was a save warp. That was a save warp, Marion, not a different warp.
That is okay. I mean, I imagine that the closest elevator to them is probably via save warp anyway.
Right. If this elevator is going back to meeting grounds, possibly. There's one elevator led to meeting grounds. That's going to be their best elevator. If not, it's whichever place gets them to temple grounds the fastest.
So just to recap, we've mostly cleaned out Aegon Temple in the start of this race. And then we've kind of done a little bit of work in Torvus and then dipped our toes into Sanctuary, and that's it. And then a little bit of work in Temple Grounds as well.
And you see on the left side of your screen that Brez going for Grapple Guardian. Yeah, we're not doing this fight. We're simply using Grapple Guardian's room as a way to get into dungeon. The dungeon has a light portal, and we're going to be using that to take an elevator. So 2 different changes. We're seeing which route's going to be fastest, Frigid. Either A, going from a save warp on Aegon, or B, continuing through Lower Torvus to get to the other elevator.
And again, it's going to come down to one, which is faster, but Lucarius does have a 2-minute head start, so could come down to just that head start.
Lucarius is in Temple Assembly site, going towards Gateway. It appears they're probably going through Grand Wind Chamber and Wind Chamber access to get over to Hall of Roots or Path of Eyes, one of the 2.
Path of Eyes,
and just simply bulldozing that splinter that got in the way. Well, that's gonna be a painful reminder.
She has no time to stop. She has to be there yesterday.
Yeah, I agree, but I mean that splinter just crossed the street at the wrong time.
Why did the splinter cross the road, Marion?
Well, I guess we'll never know, Frigid. Well, the splinter's still in the road. But I mean, granted, all the heavily armed bounty hunter in a burning ball of armor does have right of way. It's in the Aether traffic code.
Who wrote that?
Most likely the Luminoth.
They wrote that after she landed. You must have just written that on the fly. Why are we pursuing this?
Because we're here to have fun on Speed Gaming with these Echoes races. That's why. We gotta keep ourselves entertained while these runners go towards Gateway. And it looks like Brad's gonna take the lead. Brad just entered the portal a few seconds earlier. Taking the Lower Torvus elevator got him closer.
Ooh.
The Lower Torvus elevator led straight to Path of Eyes, which is right next to the portal that he needed.
Oh, man.
Both runners neck and neck in the same room, high-fiving each other. They are seconds apart. This race is going to come down to who can execute these fights cleaner. Who can do these fights better and faster? Will it be the incorporation of Bruh, or will it be the fierce lion of Lucarius?
Who do you have money on here, Marion?
I can't place a bet, Bridget. They are too close to call. Both of these runners are highly proficient in these final bosses. They've been doing it for years. I can't say for certain who's ahead, as it's entirely possible that Bruh may slip up and lose a few seconds, which Lucarius could use to gain to their advantage, or Bruh might just complete a clean sweep and not give Lucarius a chance. It's too close to call.
So these final boss fights, how much RNG is involved in these executions?
Thankfully, with the refined processes over time, not a lot. We've the Metroid Prime community and the speedrunning community together, all the glitch hunters and trick finders, they've found processes to really streamline all of these fights. The biggest RNG is going to come from Emperor Ring 3 and Dark Samus 4. So, for Emperor Ring, first phase, we're going to use Light Beam to destroy the extended tendrils, and then go with Super Missiles or Annihilator Beam to destroy the core. 4 Super Missiles will work on Bruh, but Lucarius has double damage and an Annihilator, and that ends the phase first. Lucarius comes out with the lead due to double damage. And Bruh just finished Emperor Ring 1 as well. Now here we get some patterns on Emperor Ring number 2. We need power bombs, but Lucarius is out of power bombs. He has to resort to regular bombs to destroy the crevices and tendrils. Bruh has 1 power bomb left. He's got the slight advantage, but Lucarius is still rolling around a little bit faster.
She's doing really well at hanging out of that chrysalis with all of the inglets attacking her and with all of the tendrils coming out.
Bruh's out of power bombs.
Lucarius has 1 crevice left, I think.
Bruh down to the final one as well. Bruh gets it first. Lucarius just defeated it. He's down to Emperor Ring 3. Here's some RNG for you. You need a screw attack underneath Emperor Ring. That's where you're going to deal the massive damage due to an oversight in development of Emperor Ring 3. Long story short, some armor was going to be made. And Lucarius has it first. That leads back to Lucarius.
Oh my
Brown's
God.
still struggling with Emperor Ring 3.
Back and forth coming down the home stretch of this race.
Bro's getting kicked by Emperor Ring 3. Unfortunately, RNG is not too kind to him today. Still stuck underneath the Emperor Ring. Lucarius entering the portal to reach Dark Samus 3. Lucarius has a slight 30-second lead. That's all it comes down to here, folks. Emperor Ring 3 is down for Bro Incorporated. He's on the final countdown to reach Emperor Ring. Not the Emperor Ring. We're going to Dark Samus.
All right. The key thing here is DS4 skip. How does that work, Marion?
Dark Samus 4 real quick, because if we don't get timed on this. Dark Samus 3 and 4. Phase number 3, we do a specific amount of damage to force Dark Samus into the 4th stage, where she rises and crashes down. This forces her to go into the center of the room. Our attempt, we want to stun lock Dark Samus before entering the center of the room. This is done by multiple ways. Screw attack, Dark Beam, Missile Launcher. We've got a solid lock. Solid lock has been attained. Dark Beam and missiles. We are forcing her to raise the phase on shield. Almost there. One more shot. It's over. This race is over. 1:22.22. Lucarius takes the lead and takes this race by a mere few seconds.
Coming up on time for Bro Incorporated as well.
But Bro's in the center of the room. He's got a bad luck on Dark Samus. Where is she? No, she's in the center of the room. That's over. It's over.
Oh my gosh.
All right. That is game victory to Lucarius Lion.
And looking over at the race room, Lucarius has finished first overall in this race. Incredible work.
Oh, I need to take a deep breath. I am out of air. Oh, I feel like a football announcer.
It felt like it.
So what happened there? Oh, Bro got almost instantly centered. It was there's only a few second window due to Dark Samus being near the center of the room. That led to little to no chance for him to get that lock. There was a small possibility. Unfortunately, it was not in Bro's side today. Lucarius, due to double damage, had the equipment loadout. Double damage just won this battle, it seems. One more shot will end this fight and end this race.
I just want to say, well done and congratulations to both racers here on Speed Gaming today for an absolute incredible showing and a really close race.
It was close. That's time 1:24.09, less than 2 minutes apart.
Ooh, boy.
GG. This mission is over, folks. We're gonna send some invites out to both Bro and Lucarius. We're gonna try to get them here in the commentators booth for some post game commentary.
And taking a look over at the race room once again, Bro Incorporated, just like Lucarius, has finished second overall in today's race.
With that being said, if anyone here in chat has any questions, comments, concerns, or inquiries that they'd like to ask any of the runners, or us two in the commentary booth, please post them down below. We'll be sure to get to them as soon as possible. But the bot has sent the invites out successfully. We now wait for them to join us here. With that being said...
Joining us in the booth now, we have Lucarius. Lucarius, congratulations on your race today.
Thank you. GG's.
You won by less than 2 minutes. There was that much of a difference. You two were neck and neck entering Emperor Ring 1.
Wow.
The turning point, close. You managed to find double damage.
It turned several times over in that last stretch. With the double damage and Annihilator Beam, destroyed Emperor Ring 1. And then Bro was able to pull ahead with the Chrysalis. He had one more Power Bomb he was able to use. And then you were able to get Emperor 3 immediately, where Bro struggled for a little bit. And then you executed DS4 skip perfectly. Just absolutely phenomenal.
Thank you.
On a side note, I'm not sure where Bruh is. I don't know if the bot failed or if the invite had an error. So I'll
Yeah, I had
try
to try a few times as well, so who knows?
Yeah, we'll stand by on that for just a moment. But in the
So,
meantime,
yeah, let's.
double damage. The one item that turned this fight. Where was double damage again? Watch station access.
Yes. So I kind of realized that I made a mistake because I forgot. Sorry, no, not forgot. When I read the elevators, I read Sank Vault as Sank Spider. So I thought I didn't
Oh.
really have access, like good access into Sank yet. So at the end there, I kind of hunted down the Sank entrance or the what I thought to be Sank Vault elevator. Only to end up in Sank Spider side. So I was a little bit like, oh, that's not good. But yeah, then I get rewarded. I did the loop, and then there's double damage up there. So I'm like, okay, at least there's that.
Your Sank loop managed to pay out tremendously. So now I do want to say that the one hurdle it seemed like for both you and Bruh,
Mhm.
trying to get your spider ball.
Oh yeah.
But I'm not. I think we're still waiting on Bruh to get that invite proper. She has 30 seconds. Hold on.
Yeah,
But the both of
so-
you both executed out of bounds very well for
Mhm.
that. And then you both did out of bounds for the mining plaza key as well. You both went different ways on obtaining that key for out of bounds. Bruh took the sand digger route, and you went for plaza access.
Ooh. Sand Digger, how well did that go? Because that is notoriously one of the harder out of bounds to do, but if you're consistent at it, it's probably a little bit faster.
He seemed to have gotten it on the second or third attempt, getting out of bounds, and then he, on like the second or third try getting out, he got himself out immediately. So
Nice.
And
It
we
was-
have. I don't mean to cut you off real quick, but we did receive word from Bruh Incorporated. They have declined to join us here in the booth for post game commentary, but they do share these final words. Their final comments. He forgot to pick up gravity boost. If he picked it up, that would have been a victory for Bruh. And it appears he walked right past it and forgot to pick it up in wind chamber.
that not entirely accurate, I don't think.
Did he have screw attack at the time? Is the question. Unless he can do the dash, in which case, yeah. Because I was also thinking that
He did
gravity
attempt the
boost-
dash. He did attempt the dash for it, but missed it by just a few meters. I don't believe meters is the right mathematical
millimeters.
term.
You got it.
Centimeters, maybe.
Well, I'm terrible at math and algebra, but it was a close run to say the least. So let's see
gosh.
what we have here in notes.
I'm really happy that we got a match that was that close. When I was entering final bosses as well, I didn't see. I saw that Bruh hadn't finished yet, so I was like, all right, if he finishes now, at least I kept it close. I was happy already.
You were the both. The final key that you both were going for was under temple on
Yeah.
the screw attack wall. You came in from the lower portal. He came in from the top and fought Powerbomb Guardian first. And then that continued to split as you went for the Aegon save warp, and he went through lower Torvis to get to that elevator that led back to
Yes.
Torvis side of Temple
Mhm.
grounds.
That is arguably the better play. As I was save warping, I thought about that elevator. And I was like, ooh, that's probably a little bit faster.
You
I
you
think
did have a
made
2-minute lead getting into that final stretch, but he entered that final portal just seconds before you did. It was neck and neck for the entire length there, and you were keeping up with each other. It was an incredible watch.
Nice.
So
I hope you get the chance to watch that, because that was really heart pounding.
It was. As Richard said, it was down to the second. It was so close. What the gravity boost being missed? That's painful due to lower Torvis being needed, especially for Under Temple. Just trying to get
exactly.
into Under Temple, you've got to do so much in Hydro Dynamo Station.
Yeah.
And the fact that you don't have gravity boost, you can't get out the normal way past Hydro Dynamo chamber. You have to go out through Power Bomb Guardian.
Yeah, exactly. I was thinking about that actually. If you pick up the gravity boost, you can do the screw attack wall there, because the only reason that we had to really go pick up Spider Ball in this seed was because of Under Temple. But if you know how to do, if you can grab the gravity boost, and if you know how to do Spiderless Emperor Ing 2, you could totally skip that this seed. Which was an angle, but it was. That was a little bit scuffed. I decided not to go for it. And especially since Cannonball is on GFMC ship, so it's like right next to final bosses, essentially. Could have been an angle.
Yeah, you got a good detour if you want to pick up that invincibility real quick. But I think that turning point for that final boss is the Emperor Ring 3 fight was a real turning point. Your 3 fight went almost instantaneously, and Bruh had a little bit of fun playing volleyball.
The good old Emperor Ing 3 RNG. Sometimes it does not want to cooperate.
But other than that, let's dive a little bit further while we still have a few minutes here. Diving into the actual run itself. Your starting location. You start in a Dark Aegon with Dark Beam, Annihilator Beam, with Light Beam on Doomed Entry. All 3 of your beams, plus super missiles, extremely early. How did that set up your routing for your early game?
So one of the first things that first of all, you don't really have anything, right? You're NSJ, so it's like, okay, you gotta take the portal. You have to just go into Light Roll and do that. Although the better play would have probably been to peek Doomed Entry first. That's one little thing I'll point out. Because having that knowledge is huge. So yeah, you get Space Jump there, you go down, you get Missile Launcher, and at that point, oh god, how do you get out of labs? Right, through Doomed Entry, because you grab Light Beam there, you grab Supers in Inkesh 1, and then at that point, you're like, okay, so we're gonna leave through Warrior's Walk, right? But we walked through Inkstorm there, so in my mind I was like, wait, this is not the logical way out of labs. So I knew that the Light Beam had been blocking something else, which after whole gymnastics ended up being right that you go to Central Mining Station with the Light Beam, trigger the fight, do the fight, go back in, grab bombs there. With the bombs you grab the Dark Visor. Dark Visor gives you the suit, and that's your logical way out of labs, which is insane, that whole chain. But yeah, luckily did it a little bit out of logic, but so yeah, pretty crazy start, honestly. And from there, the elevators weren't too bad, I want to say. Just one straight, almost vanilla elevator to Temple Grounds is nice. And then the other elevators didn't really come into play until later into the seed, so that was okay. It was not too bad of a seed.
Well, that's good. Yeah, it was interesting, to say the least, trying to figure out your routing. The elevators, I mean, your elevators weren't terrible today, were they?
They were not. Absolutely not, no. The fact that I could keep up says a lot, because I am absolutely terrible at the elevators.
You say that, and yet...
yeah,
and yet you're here on top.
That's true. To be fair, though, most of the mistakes that I did make today was forgetting which elevator goes where, because I could have routed like a lot faster. I think I took like 3 detours based off not getting the right elevator, but like close to the right elevators. So yeah, that's fine.
You're in the ballpark. It's good enough for science.
Yes.
I guess one other thing we'll touch on is the one we touch on all the time about the echoes. Your Sky Temple key locations. How do you feel those were?
Ooh, the Sky Temple key locations were. I don't want to say free. Also, I didn't see where the last Aegon key was. That also is still kind of a factor, especially for the people that don't know how to do Mining Plaza SAU, because you have to go fight worms. So the Mining Plaza one is a bit stinky if you don't know how to do that.
Yeah.
Under Temple was not too bad, but it's more the detour for Spider Ball that makes that one bad, because you have to go into Torvus to get Screw Attack, and then all the way to Sank to get Spider Ball, and then back to Torvus to get that last SDK. So that one, annoying. The rest was pretty free, I want to say.
Well, you're pointing out a good point that we had a question of ourselves, as technically, your game is still illogically beaten. There's there was no logical access into Sync Map Station without having Cobalt.
Oh, true.
So the question is, where the heck was that Cobalt translator?
Also didn't see that, but we did get a hint for it that it was up to 3 rooms away from Save Station 2. So in Inghive, so I believe that's on either Hive Gyro or Hive Dynamo, one of the two.
Oh, so that's still bad locations regardless. But a little bit easier though, since it is Inghive, you can get right to Sync Map without a headache.
Yeah.
All right. With that being said, any final words, any comments or concerns that you have, Frigid?
I'm going to be thinking about this race for a long time to come. Lucarius, do you have any final thoughts on this seed, on today's race? Anything you would want to do differently?
Just get better at elevators, honestly. Like gameplay wise, I'm really happy with myself. Most of the tricks and stuff that I had to do went decently smoothly, so I'm really happy. And yeah, GG's.
GG's
great,
indeed.
Great game. But with that being said, folks, we're going to start wrapping up our program here tonight. So on that note, thank you everyone for joining us here at Speed Gaming. From all of us at the Metroid Prime community and Randomania itself, without your support, we wouldn't be where we are today. So we thank you so much. And as the holidays grow near, for whichever holiday that you celebrate, remember to stay safe, always stay hydrated, and have a great time with your friends and family. It's all about being together and having a good time with each other, right?
It certainly is. And before we sign off, I want to give a big thanks one more time to Lucarius and Brun Incorporated for restreaming today, to Op82 for item tracking, and to our speed gaming technicians that have helped us with our stream today. I also want to thank my co-commentator, Marion Law.
You're more than welcome. Always happy to be here. And with that
And
note, for as far
thank
as
you for me as
information
well.
goes,
Oh,
we do have a few more notes to state. Now, this might be our last event for today, but don't worry. Tomorrow we have our Prime race happening. Not sure where that's happening yet. We don't have that confirmed slot, but tomorrow, 2:00 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Central, we'll have our alternate settings for Prime. Alternate, long story short, random start. Elevators are 2-way. Going to be an interesting time, especially with that randomized start location. But other than that, we don't have any special plans. So, any final words before we get out of here?
did you have something, Lucarius? I heard you a couple times.
Yeah, I also wanted to thank you again as well, Frigid, for commentating, and you, Marion, for commentating. And yeah, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next mission.
Yep. We'll see you next mission, everybody.
All right, stay safe. Have a great rest of the day.